University of Arizona students are heading back to campus, but they will need to get tested for the coronavirus first. NBC News reporter Vaughn Hillyard joining me now from the university's Tucson campus. Vaughn, we're talking about a whole lot of students here. What is this testing process like?
A testing process is a weird way to, I guess, be introduced to college orientation, isn't it? This is what, though, is taking place behind us here, Allison. This is week number 1. This week is when folks are moving back onto campus and coming back into Tucson to begin classes again. And what you see here is the university setting up an antigen testing process where all students living on campus, and they're expecting right now about 5,300 of them, have to come through these doors and get tested. That process takes about an hour to get those lab results, and at that point, they'll then be able to move into the dorms here on campus. You know, this is different than a restaurant. This is different than a water park. This is different than a gym. You know, essentially, you are welcoming folks into a professional environment, also a social environment, an educational environment here, in which you're dealing with a student population that is expected to be around 20,000, which is about half of what their normal enrollment is here at the University of Arizona, but still 20,000 folks descending into this heart of Tucson here. I had a conversation that I want to let you listen to part of with Dr. Richard Carmona. He's a former U.S. Surgeon General under the Bush administration, but then he's a Tucson resident now, and he's actually been tapped by the university to lead their reentry effort here. I want to let you hear directly from him in terms of what is here at stake on the campus.
Oh, it's going to be very different. You won't see the opening football game. You won't probably see all of the other social activities. Fraternities, sororities will be different. All of those groups have been contacted to make sure that they understand that they have to adjust their social behaviors to this new world order so that we don't inadvertently spread infection.
Dr. Carmona was emphasizing that it's going to take the students, the faculty, everybody around this campus, the diligence in order to keep the university open. There are some universities like Howard University and Johns Hopkins that have opted to go only digitally this semester here, but places like here, the University of Arizona, are intending to work towards that hybrid model where some students are going to be able to start going back into the classroom, and if all goes well, at an increasing rate. You know, we should note yesterday was the first day of testing here on campus, and university officials tell us just 1 out of 600 individuals that came in actually tested positive, which is a suggestion that they're starting off on a good note. It's how does the campus go forward from here?
You're going to insert this into your nostril about...
So, Vaughn, it's going to be a very different start to the year. School isn't going to be quite like it was when students left, or for those who are gearing up for going back to the school for the first time, it's probably not what they were expecting to be showing up for. How do they feel about it? What are they telling you about going back to a semester that looks like this?
Yeah, we've talked to several of the students, and there's a lot of big question marks that they also have in their mind. Take a listen to some of our conversation.
It's going to be entirely different, obviously. There's not going to be much to do, I feel like, and not going to be very many people on campus, obviously.
I feel confident in the school doing the best they can. I just don't know how students will react.
The last woman you heard from, Isis Farah, she is a junior this year, and you heard her say that she believed the university was doing everything in their power. She said at the same time she is concerned herself. She's actively living with an elderly individual in her family. She's also a theater major, and she said that she wants to go to class because there is an integral part of theater in terms of being in physical contact with one another. And she said that that's sort of where they are. She said she's actually been laid off 3 different jobs this year, from a restaurant as well as 2 other jobs. And she said she understands the impact that COVID spread can have on a community. And she said that that's where she wants other students to understand how imperative it is, especially when younger people are largely showing asymptomatic signs, how imperative it is in order to not only keep the university open, but also to keep individuals like her own family who she lives with safe.
Vaughn, so many things that those students are going through, such a tough year for them on so many levels. So let's talk about the inevitable here. You bring students back. someone is probably going to get the coronavirus. What happens when there's a case on campus, and what's the university's plan depending on when it happens and where they are into the year?
The university has turned 3 dormitories into isolation dorms. So if an individual tests positive, they're going to go to that isolation dorm where the university will deliver 3 days a meal. And with the intended impact is that they're able to stop the spread and essentially try their best to operate in as safe environment as possible. And at that point, then they're going to go back to contact tracing everybody who that student came in contact with. You know, they understand the significance here, too, because this is also the largest employer in southern Arizona, about 15,000 faculty here. And that's why I was having a conversation with University of Arizona President Bobby Robbins. And I want to let you listen to part of the conversation because he also understands the impact here.
I am confident that we've got the best possible systems in place with extensive testing, great contact tracing, and the capacity to isolate. I'm also confident that we can continue to say, wash your hands, cover your face, and stay as far away from as many people as possible. If we maintain those 6 guiding principles, we'll do a lot to be able to keep an outbreak from happening.
President Robbins told me that they would be prepared to de-escalate and essentially make this an online semester if these numbers were to get out of hand. But as you heard him say, they are encouraging folks to take this seriously and do their best to keep this university open here because they want to give students the opportunity to continue and expand their education, the whole point of the university. At the same time, we're talking about a very social environment, and you've seen every age group struggle to a large extent across the country, being able to socially distant and be cognizant of what is around them. I think this is the country's biggest test perhaps yet.
Yeah, it is quite a test for sure. Vaughn Hillyard with the latest from the University of Arizona. Thank you for showing us what it looks like there as they try to get kids back to school.
Thanks, my friend.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.